The freedom that you desire and the freedom that you want in your life can never be built unless you recognize this thing that I'm going to speak on in today's video. Now, right now, at this current point in my life is filled with training for boxing. It's filled with building my business, working on it, working in it, and putting into action any ideas that I have. I coach men 30 plus, and we help men who have not performed in their 20s get in the best shape of their life, lose 5 to 10 kg, get leaner, stronger, and achieve new performance PBs, okay? Now, we have an element of freedom in our life. We wake up, we have built a schedule on our own terms. We go into the gym, we train our fantastic team of clients, okay? And we train a lot, we build on our faith, we're studying, and our week has been filled up with the things that we enjoy. Now, for me, we've built this element of freedom, right? And we have built this business from the ground up, and we essentially created our job from nothing. I had an idea 5-6 years ago, and I had no idea how I was going to do it. And we're here now. We have been building and working on it for years. We've met the right people, we've invested in the right mentors, and we have dedicated hours to studying, to learning, to growing, and we've built freedom into our life. Now, there is always more freedom that we can build upon, and that is always my goal. But I'm a very simple person, okay? As long as I can train, as long as I can progress my business, as long as I'm healthy, as long as I can dial in my faith and have good, solid people around me, then I am good to go. Now, of course, we have our objectives we're working on, and we're making progress towards them, which we always will be. But that is the foundation of who I am. Now, for you to achieve and build the freedom into your life, right? Because I'm someone who never came from freedom at all. I was mentally restricted. I held myself back. I had low self-worth, low self-esteem, and never believed myself truly. Now, once I started to work on myself, we built my life from the ground up, and we are achieving our success, and we're working on ourselves every single day. Now, here's the key. If you want to build freedom into your life, and if you want to start seeing changes in your life, and this is something that's not spoken on enough, or it's not spoken on at all, is you need to defeat your old self. Yes, I need you to build a new life and a new version of yourself and a new vision, but you need to understand how your old self thinks. And you might be thinking, that's simple. I know how my old self thinks, or how you currently think. Now, I need you to think on a deeper level. Now, everything that you do, as soon as your eyes open up in the morning, to as soon as you sleep in the evening, I need you to clock each habit and each thing that you do and each thing that you are presented with, and ask yourself, what is your belief? Why are you reacting like that? Why are you responding like that? And why are you taking that particular action point? And why are you thinking those specific thoughts? Because the results that you're getting at the moment are directly linked with the habits that have been built into your life right now. And you're operating right now completely unaware, right? In an automatic state, in an automatic frame of mind, right? And you are producing the exact same results. You're probably producing the same results right now as you did 5 years ago, because you're operating in an automatic way. Now, what I mean by this, right? And I'll give you a small example that is small, right? But if you look at it from a different perspective, it will make sense. Now, I always say to myself, when I have my own online business, then I'll go to the local coffee shop and I'll work on my laptop once a week, right? And I never really fulfilled that at all. Even though my business was built and we're working on it, I never really fulfilled that. And the reason being is because I felt I had to be at a certain point to go and do that, right? I know how stupid that sounds, but that was a belief, and that was a thought process that I was having. A small, intricate thought that stopped me from taking a simple action step that was holding me back and pulling me back into my old self. So I had to reevaluate that, look at it from a new perspective, challenge the thought and the belief that I had, and go out and take action and go and work in the local coffee shop once per week. Now, it was nothing to do with going to the coffee shop, but what it was doing was cutting ties with my old self and how my old self was thinking with that particular situation. And once you cut ties with a specific situation, then you have more awareness on other areas that your old self's holding you back. Now, this might sound pointless, okay? But this is the only way that you can build into the new version because you're neglecting it. You're trying to focus on the generic work like getting up early, going to the gym, working on your business for a set amount of time. But you're not challenging these old thought processes and these old ways of behaviors and actions that you're taking that your old self is literally thinking and running the show. For you to walk into your new state that the Quran, that the Bible mentions throughout the book, for you to build the life that you want and where all the greats speak on this particular area, right? The likes of Neville Goddard, Napoleon Hill, they're speaking on states, or my good friend Armin Hill, Immortal Minds. They're constantly speaking about a new world and building your new version, right? But you have to cut all ties with your old self because your old self's going to constantly try and pull you back in with its old emotions, with its old feelings, with its old thoughts, with its old beliefs, and ultimately making you take action with the same old behaviors that produce the same old results. But you're not producing the results that you want because you're too scared to see the truth. And a lot of people are scared to see the truth. That's why they're bounded by distractions. That's why they pick up the bottle every night. That's why they're constantly on the phone with their pals, arranging to go out every night of the week or every single weekend. You cannot sit still. Now, I was once that person. That's why I'm speaking on the stuff that I'm speaking on today. You need to be able to sit still in silence. Put down your phone. Understand what's going on in your mind. Because your mind will tell you exactly what's happening. But the reason you cannot see what's happening is because you are on your phone all the time. You are distracting yourself all the time. When you get back home from work, you're putting on Netflix. You're constantly listening to music. So your mind is trying to show you the answers, right? But you cannot see it because all these distractions are at the forefront of your mind and it's pushing all the information that you need right at the back. The information's always been there, but you're just choosing not to listen because you fear being successful. You fear pushing yourself out your comfort zone. You fear the truth. And once you neglect that and you jump into your new world with boldness, with courage, then you'll start to build freedom into your life. You'll start making major success and progression in areas that you want to progress in. And no one can tell you what to do. No one can tell you what your success looks like. No one can pull you any direction that you do not want to go because you start to learn how to control your mind. And you start to become very aware. You can see things a lot more clearly. You can see things a lot more than the average person because you're thinking from a different perspective. It's like you're looking down constantly from a bird's eye view and you're looking at the whole area and the whole facts instead of being caught up and stuck up, right? And stuck in your old version on how they think, act, and feel. Now, that's the key. If you want to change your life, that's how you do it.